let's do a LOS lesson on thought transmission. However, this person's question is a little bit flawed and it's showing me their lack of understanding about how thought transmission actually works. They've got a kind of an idea, but they've got a bit confused. So this is the question, and tell me what you think the problem is with this question. Hi, Loz. I'd love a lesson from you on thought transmission. How what we are actually thinking about ourselves and others is reflected back, and that it's never the thoughts we're sending out wanting them to think or do something. It isn't not never the thoughts we're sending out. Of course it is. But it's also the thoughts you don't realize you're thinking. So in this LOS lesson, I'll address it. So I'm called Subconscious Loz for a reason. And the reason I started this account was because I could see so many people teaching law of assumption the wrong way. They weren't diving deep enough. They weren't uncovering people's subconscious thoughts because they didn't have the ability to do so. I did. I have a very deep understanding of people's inner thoughts because I've always been like that. I've always been able to read people really, really well. I used to make people cry at parties all the fucking time, constantly, because they'd tell me a problem and then I'd pinpoint what the actual problem was and they'd start crying. Just ask my old friends in London. So because I've got a special gift for doing that, I can uncover for people what their real thoughts are, what they are actually thinking, not what they think they're thinking. Now, this girl's got a bit confused, and she's confused about thought transmission because she's confused what I teach and thinking it means that you can't consciously send thoughts. Of course you can. That's the whole point of this. So let's just backtrack. So forget the question and forget the confusion in the question. Let's just backtrack to what thought transmission actually is. The whole of your reality is based on reflected thought. Everything out here is like a hologram of something you once thought, either consciously, like you're aware you're thinking it, or subconsciously, you don't know you're thinking it. And everything out here was once in your inner world, in your mind, either subconsciously or consciously. And that's how your reality is created. Everyone in your reality is a reflection of those thoughts also. Every situation is a reflection of those thoughts also. Everything in your reality is you pushed out, as Neville Goddard would teach it to you. However, what most people don't teach you, well, not until I came along, I guess, was that you pushed out as not just your conscious thoughts pushed out, but your unconscious thoughts, your subconscious thoughts. Now, before I started my account back in 2021, the only manifestation channels I had ever seen, the only manifestation teachers I had ever seen teaching law of assumption or law of attraction were teaching you how to manifest. Now, if you understand that manifestation is something you're always doing and you're doing it unconsciously, you're not aware you're doing it, you aren't aware you're creating your reality right now with your thoughts, either conscious or unconscious, subconscious, then it's ridiculous for someone to say, I'm going to teach you how to manifest. What they mean is, I'm going to teach you now to manifest consciously. I'm going to teach you how to manifest on purpose now. You've been doing it unconsciously and creating a whole lot of shit in your reality and a whole lot of scenarios and a whole lot of circumstances that you don't want because you've done them unconsciously with your subconscious mind. So every single teacher I ever watched, I would be like wringing my hands and like pulling my hair out listening to these bitches talk and think, don't you get it? You aren't teaching people how to manifest. You're teaching them how to manifest consciously. And most people wouldn't say that. And so then people got confused. Maybe they understood that, but they weren't saying it. And then what they weren't doing, if they did understand it or they did say it, was they didn't then uncover for you what your subconscious thoughts were that were causing the shit that you were trying to manifest away. So most of you come to manifestation channels because you've got a problem in your 3D. Either you've been broken up with, you've lost money, you've got a bad health diagnosis, you want a promotion at work, you've lost all your friends, your family aren't talking to you, your family don't approve of your specific person, your house burned down, I don't fucking know, some situation. And you're looking for redemption. You're looking for some way to make it better, to make it change. And you think that what we're doing is changing it, manifesting it. But what you did was you manifested that situation, that circumstance with your subconscious mind already. Let me say it again. When you're coming to manifestation channels, when you first learn about manifestation, you're probably thinking this is something to do. A lot of the time, it's what not to do. Because you've already been doing it, and you've been doing it unconsciously with your subconscious mind, sending out thoughts that you've had since childhood that you don't even realize you're fucking thinking. And that's the whole purpose of my account. And that's why I get more success than anyone else. I'm not bragging. It's true. Go and look in the Facebook groups. Now, if that's the case and it's what you've been subconsciously thinking, then you can come and watch me or watch other coaches and start consciously thinking things. But those subconscious thoughts are still running in your mind. So the reason why I started my account in the first place was because I was so frustrated watching other people not uncovering people's subconscious thoughts, because I had learnt from them and I had failed at what they were teaching me because those dumb bitches didn't uncover anything subconsciously that I was doing. And when I realized I am the only cause and my subconscious thoughts are still running, and I knew what my subconscious thoughts were, I was extremely aware, I just didn't realize they were manifesting. Then I thought, oh my God, all this time I've been reading Neville all these years. You just didn't understand that bit about you are the only cause, and now you get it. You better teach this because no one else is fucking teaching it. They were only teaching how to manifest today. Learn to manifest. You're already manifesting. And anyone who says you're already manifesting never back in the day bothered to tell me, yes, but how am I manifesting this shit? What was I thinking subconsciously? Where did it come from? I don't know. But I can tell you. And in my courses, a Kick-Ass You, my self-concept course, and Worthy as Fuck for Love, my love course, I have 2 assessments. And they are blind assessments. And the self-concept course 1 assesses what your self-concept really is subconsciously. And Worthy as Fuck for Love tells you what your love subconscious thoughts are, what your love self-concept is, what you think of yourself in love and why you feel unworthy of it, or why you keep failing, or why you keep having the kind of relationship patterns you do. And there's an assessment there because most of you are doing it subconsciously. And you're trying to send out thoughts to change a person, to change a scenario, to change a circumstance. And you haven't bothered to change these thoughts, the subconscious ones. So in answer to this person's question, they said, and it's never the thoughts we're sending out consciously, wanting them to think or do something. Well, of course it is. I can make people think and do things all the time. I did it last week very successfully when I was in a dire situation. I made people say exactly what I wrote down. I made people tell me on the phone exactly what I wrote down. I imagined scenes that played out exactly the way I'd visualized. Of course you can do that. But I am doing that and able to do that because I've got rid of the subconscious thoughts at that time, and it was a really dire circumstance I was in that would have killed that successful outcome. So while I was in this dire circumstance, let's give you this circumstance as an example. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it was because it's my private life, but I was in a really dire circumstance and I was being told things that I didn't want to hear. And I could have gone down the rabbit hole of being very upset, very angry, and gone with that scenario and that story that I was being told by others. But I chose to take a handle on my subconscious mind and not allow that story to run me, and to think only the new thoughts. And every time those subconscious, not that they didn't come up, of course they did, any sadness, any old story, any thoughts that I was starting to believe what they told me was true coming up, I quashed them with the new story. And I sent those new story thoughts out instead, and I sent that scenario and that circumstance out instead, and I visualized that, and that came true because I managed to control my subconscious fears. Most of you have trouble controlling your subconscious fears, and that's why a lot of the time when you try to, what this person's saying, send out thoughts getting someone to think or do something, it fails. Because you're conscious, so say it's an example of a specific person, you're sending out conscious thoughts, you love me, we're in a beautiful, happy, committed relationship, you've never loved a girl like you've loved me, we're blissfully, happily married, and then you're sitting there in your pants crying because he hasn't even texted you and you're still broken up with, and he's not prioritizing you and he's forgotten all about you. And you're thinking, this isn't working, but it's because you didn't fix or get rid of the story you were subconsciously thinking, you didn't realize you were thinking that whole time while you were consciously trying to do that, you were thinking, yeah, but of course he doesn't love you. He's left you. Your dad left. Of course he left. Everyone leaves you. And you're going, we're in a beautiful, happy relationship. And your brain's going, no, you're not. Look at the world. Look at the world outside of you. Is he here? He's completely ignoring you, you dumb bitch. He told you to fuck off and die. He split up with you. He's with someone else. Didn't you look at Instagram the other day and see him with someone else? Everyone always leaves you. You always get left. Your dad left you and he leaves you too. You get abandoned. No one stays. And you're going, we're in a blissful, happy relationship. And that is still going. So what are you sending out to him? That specific person. You're in a beautiful, committed relationship with me, but if this is stronger, no, you're not. No, you're not. Everyone abandons you. You've been abandoned. You are the abandoning kind. This always happens to you. He left you like all the others. He left you like your dad. That's also what you're sending out. So the guy has no choice but to stay away, to keep abandoning you because you haven't taken control of that subconscious fucking thought you're still sending out that's so much stronger than the shit you're trying to consciously send out. Don't you guys get this? That's the whole fucking point of my account. Oh my God, Loz, is that why you get so much success? Because you uncover what this is that people are still thinking. Of course it is. Guys, go in the Facebook groups if you don't believe me. Go to the Subconscious Loz Facebook group right now, sign up and read the fucking stories. Better still, go to the actual blog on my website, the blog. And you can see snippet success stories we've got there of explaining what they did. We bring one out every week on a Monday and sign up to my Loz letter and you'll get a lesson every Wednesday and a blog every Monday with new success stories explaining what they did. SP, money, career, etc. Self-concept, success. Because those people listened to me and they finally uncovered what they were really thinking, the thoughts they were really sending out to their person that were reflecting back, and they got a handle on them as well as sending out the new thoughts. Of course, you have new conscious thoughts. You can't just kill these ones and then think nothing. You've got to think the new story thoughts, the new you, the new them, the new I am, the new consciousness of self, your new self-concept. Whilst killing these old ones, but you can't just kill them, you have to replace them. And that's what we're doing with the conscious thoughts that we're sending out. And that's why the other day in my dire circumstance, it fully and completely worked because I was not allowing these old thoughts to come up. And if they did, I fully quashed them with the new thoughts and sent those out and made sure my reality was malleable and I made it exactly how I wanted it. I made them say exactly what I wanted them to say. I made them write down exactly what I wanted them to write down. I made them ring me up and say words that I exactly wanted them to say. I saw a scene exactly the way I imagined it. Because I got a handle on the fearful thoughts. Have you got a handle on your fearful thoughts? Do you even know what the fuck they are? Most of you don't. And that's why I started my account. And not to brag, but that's why it's been so successful, because I have a special skill and I can pick them up. Purely by you asking questions. Now, if you really want to watch me deep dive into people's subconscious thoughts, then I suggest you don't just join the free group, you join my paid group called the Subconscious Loz Squad, where I used to do one-to-one coaching, and you can watch all those coaching sessions back. Now, each of those people had done the assessment either in the self-concept course or the Worthy as Fuck for Love assessment. They had assessed themselves, and then I further deep dive even deeper into what they're subconsciously thinking and where it's coming from and why it hasn't changed and what they need to do. And every single person who watches those, if it's their situation or their kind of thoughts or their self-concept issue, they go, oh my God, I do that too. That's what I've been doing. Because everyone is blind to their own thing. Everyone's blind to their own thinking. That's why it's called subconscious. It's hidden on purpose. You're not meant to know what it is. But I uncover it for you in those sessions and in my courses. So coming up is my newest course called Change the Past. It's dropping on November 4th in the squad. So not only in the squad will you be able to watch those one-to-one sessions back, and you can't watch them anywhere else because they're private, and people are on screen with me telling me their personal circumstances. We never put them anywhere else. They're only in that group, in the silo of the Subconscious Loz Squad on Facebook. If you have never joined Facebook before or you've left, just come and join with a fake name. Just tell us the name you paid with. You don't have to be using Facebook for anything other than the squad. Then I drop a course or challenge every month. And this month's course, November's, is Change the Past. October is Don't Be a Triggered Bitch. And if you get in now, you'll get it before the end of October, but get in before the end of October. Plus, there's the mentors who have learned from me. They've uncovered their own self-concept issues. They've had masses of success and they answer people's questions and they go live every Monday. Plus, I go live every Friday. Plus, there are people there to help you because they're really knowledgeable, because they actually listen to me and they've learnt their shit. And some of them have had coaching with me. Come and join us for Change the Past. It's all about changing your old thoughts, changing the old story of you, the old story of your SP, the old story of your circumstances, to make it a new story, to send out new thoughts, to create a new reality. And I deep dive fully into what revising and changing your past truly is, that no one, and I repeat, no one is teaching you properly on the internet, because I keep seeing bitches come in here confused as hell about revision. Okay? All right, guys, I will scroll up and read your things. All my small manifestations are coming in, but SP won't conform because you're doing it wrong, darling, and you're writing the word conform and you don't listen to me. I don't answer questions in here anymore, guys. You know why? Because some of you don't even listen. Some of you, I was giving a lesson then, and you, whatever your name is, were you listening? While I was giving that lesson that you should have listened to, did you listen? I bet you didn't. Cosmic Girl 444, I bet you didn't listen to anything I just said, did you? You were too busy in your circumstance, so fearful that you needed your question answered. If you'd actually listened to that lesson, you would have understood what your subconscious thoughts were that were causing that, and you would have been able to solve it, but you didn't fucking listen, did you? And that's why I no longer answer questions, because I'm forcing you guys to actually listen to what you need to listen to, instead of desperately diving into your circumstances and thinking they're so important and asking me a question because apparently you're so special and you need your question answered because your circumstance is special, even though circumstances don't matter. So the only way I can make you guys realize circumstances don't matter is to not answer you anymore, because apparently you don't get it. You're too busy focused on your circumstance and asking me about your circumstance and desperately questioning about your circumstance while I'm giving you the fucking key to the kingdom that you should be listening to, that would have solved your problem. On my last video, there were 2 comments on my YouTube that proved to me that 2 people had not fully watched the video, that either stopped halfway through and got so triggered by what they thought I was saying, what they assumed I was saying about revision, that they felt they needed to write a really long comment, or they watched it and just had comprehension problems. And I even said at the end of that video, some of you might need to watch this video again, because you probably haven't understood what I've said. And instead of watching it again, they commented and made absolute idiots of themselves when I just said, I bet you don't understand this and I bet you'll need to watch it again. Some of you. Make sure when you listen to me, guys, you're not assuming what you think I'm saying. And that's the problem here. Your triggers get triggered while I'm talking. And it's not that you're not listening, it's that your subconscious mind is taking over and clouding what you're hearing. I'm sure most of you are trying to listen, but your subconscious fears come up as I'm talking, or your question comes up, or you think I'm saying a certain thing. You assume I'm saying a certain thing, which I'm not saying, based on your fears, and then you're not really hearing what I'm saying. And again, I said, watch the video again. A lot of people do watch my videos over and over, especially the profound ones like this one where I'm saying it's your subconscious thoughts and why they're running you and how you stop them, using a personal example. But some of you don't bother. You get to the end of the video and you go, but I thought revision was, but I thought I was doing the right thing, sending thoughts out. Are you saying they're not going to hear the thoughts? Are you? If that's you, stop. Don't write a comment. It's great for the algorithm if you write a confused fucking comment under my YouTube, but let me give you the tip. Stop, rewind, and watch it again. And this time, try and have a clear mind and really hear what I'm saying. And when a moment of triggeredness comes up, and you probably need to do my Don't Be a Triggered Bitch course if that's you right now in the squad, but if a moment of trigger comes up, if you're triggered by something I've said, try and push through and hear me. Oh no, she's not saying they're not going to receive my thoughts. No, she's not saying that's not what revision is. I just wasn't hearing her properly because I was triggered by what I thought I heard. because it's upset me or made me fearful or made me worried that I'm doing it wrong. I didn't actually hear her with a clear mind because of my subconscious fears, which is what this lesson is all about. And some of you don't like that. Some of you don't like me like not sitting there answering you comment after comment on YouTube. Watch it back. I can't comment on everyone's fucking comment. How lazy are you? You can't watch a video again? You got halfway through and didn't watch the whole thing and then commented? Watch the whole thing. Really, see if you can really hear what I'm saying. Have you ever watched a movie and it's so complex you have to watch it again? I remember I watched Mulholland Drive and got to the end and literally, it was back in the day, pushed the video cassette back into the, what are they called? Back into the video player and watched it on repeat because I was so confused. No, not Mulholland Drive, Lost Highway. Lost Highway was a really confusing movie. I straight away watched it again. Some of you might need to do that with my videos, especially the ones where I'm telling you something that's contrary to what you thought you understood about manifestation, like what revision really is. What manifestation really is and what you're subconsciously really thinking and what you're really sending out, thought transmission style to your SP. Got it? Thought transmission style, but you know what I mean. I watch and rewatch your videos about 10 times so that it really sink in. Oh, wonderful, Angela. Well, some people watching my back and begging video, my first video in that course, somebody watched it 30 times in the squad. They were like, I really need to hear that a lot. I didn't quite get it. Why don't you just manifest non-triggered followers? Guys, everyone's got triggers, right? So if everyone was not triggered, I wouldn't have a job, would I? So that's the whole point. I'm here to uncover your triggers for you. Of course, everyone's got triggers. Who doesn't have triggers? That's ridiculous. We're not all Yoda. No one's walking around with no triggers. If there's a manifestation coach telling you that they manifest everything they want and they've got no triggers anymore and they've got a perfect self-concept, they're a fucking bullshit artist. These are the people you're watching, people who tell you they're perfect. No one's perfect, darling. I don't expect you guys to be perfect either. Oh, my nails, yes, I just got them changed. Although they did my toes and they were like bubblegum pink. And I was like, oh, whoa, they were like fluoro. And I said, oh, could you do something and just tone them down a bit? But they're very nice. I like them. They're very pink though. Very, very Barbie pink. Self-concept is everything. Yes, guys. I love your tough love approach. It's what I needed to actually listen, realize, and do the work. Wonderful, Crystal. All right, guys. So come and join the squad. Come and get your questions answered in there, but also watch this video back. Then come and join me for Change the Past. If you get in now, you'll still get Don't Be a Triggered Bitch, but don't cry if the course gets taken out on the 31st of October and you miss it. So you've got to get in mega quick and do the 3 videos and the 3 workbooks mega quick if you want to do it before the end of October, okay? It's the October course. So the end of October, it's gone. Then Change the Past drops on the 4th of November, part 1. Then you get part 2 the following week, part 3 the following week. So the course goes for the whole month. All right, guys, come and join us in the squad. It's only $50 for the month or $35 if you join for the year. I recommend you do that because it's cheaper and you get a lot more value. And whenever you're triggered, whenever something comes up, whenever a circumstance that you want to ask questions about comes up, you can ask your questions in there and I'll answer them on the lives, or the mentors will answer them, or the squaddies will answer them. And there's also the courses and all the live replays you can watch. You can also come and join the free group, like I said, Subconscious Laws. You can watch this back on my YouTube channel, Subconscious Laws. If you're over there watching right now, please subscribe. And if you're watching me on TikTok, please follow me and I'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.